What up, watch peeps? So I decided I wanted to make a G-Shock in my channel colors. A loose collection of the colors I've been using in my video tiles and banner anyway. So I ordered a 5600 for the module, got a different color bezel or case and a set of straps. I also colored in the lettering on the bezel with enamel paint. So I thought it might be fun to walk you guys through that process. So let's take a look. I'm Pete and we are Chillin' with Watches. This is just going to be a quick unboxing of something I got in for a project. Wearing my Alpinist. This is actually on the bracelet for the Seiko SRPE. That's the Dress KX, the 40mm. Turned out if you pinch the end links a little bit, they will fit. It's a perfect fit. The match ain't perfect, but the fit is. But this is actually something I got for a little project I want to do. And I am copying my good friend Everett from the 40 and 20 podcast, the Watch Clicker podcast, if you will. He had this really cool idea. Packing peanuts, seriously? There's no worse packaging than packaging peanuts. He had this cool idea where he made himself a, custom or a G-Shock 6900 mod, where he basically built one in the colors of 40 and 20 Watch Clicker, which is that blue and orange. Blue, orange, white, I guess. And I thought, that's a genius idea. I'm going to copy that idea and I'm going to make myself a G-Shock in the Chillin' with Watches colors. So, not a 6900. I am going to make a 5600 because the 69 is just a little too big for me. So, it's starting with this guy. And I really just picked this watch up for the module. I'm not going to be using the case or straps, although it is pretty neat. I might wear it like this till the other parts come in because they're not here yet. But my plan is to just use the module from this. Dark blue case, purple straps. We'll see how that looks. Should be pretty cool. I'll update this video when those other parts come in. So I told you guys how I got this kind of translucent baby blue G-Shock to make a Chillin' with Watches channel colors G-Shock. I really only want the module with this cool like kind of electric lime ring around the display. We're going to replace the case. I already got some cool purple straps for it. And then what we're going to do is put on a navy blue case. So then we'll have the purple straps, blue case with that cool green electric lime ring inside. So let's get this open and I'm going to show you how I'm going to fill in the text on the case. So you can see on this one how the text here is filled in. I don't know if that's dark blue or black, but what I'm going to do is fill in the text on this one, which is actually not filled in. I'm going to fill that in with this cool, bright yellow color that should match this kind of ring pretty nicely. And in order to do that, first thing you got to do is put down a base layer of white. Otherwise, that yellow will kind of just show through and it will look really dark. It won't be vibrant, but on a white background, it'll be nice and vibrant. So make sure you shake your tester's enamel up real good to get it thoroughly mixed. I'm just going to put some white on the brush and I'm going to put it kind of heavy over top of the text to make sure it gets down in that engraved letters. And then, let's see, I've got a heat lamp thing going on here. I am going to put it underneath that heat lamp for about 15 seconds, just enough to make it get a little tacky. And then once that's tacky, I'm just going to take a cloth and I'm going to wipe the excess off of the top. And that should leave behind just the enamel that's inside the engraving. And then I'm going to let that dry for about an hour before I come back and put the other color on top of it. So let's get to it. You can see I'm just kind of pushing it down, make sure it's getting deep in that engraving. You'll see, nothing fancy there, it's just piled in. 15 seconds under the heat lamp. Alright, now I'm just going to wipe that top off. And you'll see, kind of leaves it behind. It's not perfect. I will be able to clean up that top, get any residue off of there. after this dries by just kind of wetting this with mineral spirits a little bit and lightly going over. After what's down in the engraving is dried, that top part will just wipe off very easily. So we're going to let this sit for a bit, and we're going to come back and add in our next color. All right, next step is we're going to add the yellow on top of the white, which you can see what I did during the break was I put it under the heat lamp for about 10 minutes, and then just to let it get tacky so it really grabs inside the engraving. And then I took like just a towel with just a light amount of mineral spirits and just very lightly wiped off the top. So I don't pull any of the paint out of the engraving, just kind of get what smeared onto the spreading, and it cleaned up pretty good. And then I let it sit for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, so that it would really harden up. This brush is a little hard. Now we're just going to put the yellow paint in on top of the white, just the same way we applied the white. Just making sure it gets down in there. It's not a super deep engraving, and it's not as deep as it was now that it has a layer of enamel in there, but it's enough. All right. 15 seconds under the heat lamp. Pull that off and just wipe the excess off the top, and here's what we got so far. So I'm gonna put this under the heat for about 10 more minutes, clean up any paint that I might have smeared. You can see a little on top there. That'll come off real easy after I let this harden up, and then we'll just let that dry for about, well, enamel takes about 2 to 3 days to fully cure. I'll give it a day on here. So there we go, it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how I kind of clean off that little excess smeared paint there real quick. And it's important to leave an hour between colors, between the white and the yellow, because if you don't, when you apply the yellow, the white will still be wet and it's going to mix with the white, and you're going to get kind of a not so smooth blendy yellow white as opposed to the yellow sitting on top of the white. So I just have mineral spirits, and I'm just going to dab this where the wet container is. I'm not even into the actual liquid, and then just very lightly go over the top, and it will grab any loose smeared enamel off of there, leaving it pretty clean. You don't want to apply too much pressure to where you might pull paint out of the engraving. You can see that looks pretty dang good. Still some loose enamel on the top there. And at this point, you can either call it a day, let this thing dry for a couple days, or you can go ahead and put a second coat of the color on there. I'm probably going to leave mine here because it looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and get this put on the G-Shock, and I'll show you the final product. So there's the finished product. Kind of that yellow enamel paint really ended up matching this ring really well. I don't know if it's the green itself that kind of brings out an almost green tint to that yellow paint, but it looks great. I don't know if you can see, but that inner ring, that's actually like a mirrored yellow. So yeah, I mean, it might be a little gaudy, a little garish, but I think it's fun. I'm really happy with the way it came out. I think it looks super cool. Really fun project, really easy to do. And check out these cool Chillin with Watches stickers I had made. These things came out really cool too. I got to figure out something to do with those. Alright guys, that's it. Just wanted to share that with you. So that's it, the Chillin G. It's loud, it's wild, but I kind of dig it. It's fun, it has its place. Kind of makes me want to try some other color combos too. Alright, that's it. Before I let you go, sneaker check. I am wearing my Vans. And that's it, I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.